in just the nature of the place.
Speed.
Well, Daniel, do you believe in witches and the devil?
No.
Oh, they'd have hung you then.
Yeah, yeah, and that's actually it's an interesting point because though I think in many ways Elizabeth and John Proctor do represent a certain kind of Puritanism, in a good sense. They have independent minds, the two of them, with one of the things that they have in common, and I think that their ability not to just believe anything without thinking about it is one of the things that gets them into trouble.
You've got to spend some time in pretend land and several times previous to this century. Do you think you'd like to live in any of those times? Would you have liked to live in the Mohegan time or the Puritan time?
Well, it's easy to say yes, because you know, even if you go to some length to try and rediscover or recreate an impression of that time for yourself, there's still a hospital down the street, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have an impression perhaps I would have got along okay in that period. Yeah.
Are you kind of a low maintenance guy then? Not somebody who has to have a lot of satellite television and a lot of entertainment?
No, I can make do with very, very little. It's true. I can make do with very little. Yeah. Oh, satellite isn't an essential requirement.
So you're threatened. You'll read a book now and again. That's very good.
I do read a book now and then. Books are dangerous. Mm. Yeah, books are dangerous.
Well, they'll take you to places you haven't been.
Yeah.
How obsessed are you with acting? Is it something that's an overriding concern every day of your life?
No.
That you can step away from it?
No, I think if you're obsessed with acting every day of your life, what you need probably is some form of therapy rather than to act. Because it's not a thing. I don't believe it's a thing to be obsessed by. I think there are more important things to be. I mean, obsession anyhow can be a misleading emotion.
I think when people see your parts, they're so, you know, they're not your superficial, you know, how are you doing playing Daniel Day-Lewis, just playing yourself. I mean, you have to get into these things.
Well, I'm compelled to do certain things at certain times, and that compulsion, I suppose, leads to a certain sort of obsessive behavior, or it might seem to from the outside. But the compulsion I have is usually very specific, about a very specific thing. It happens at a particular time in my life for a particular reason. And it's not something that then remains with me every day afterwards when the shooting's over.
But when you commit to something, whether it's personal or professional, are you a very passionate man?
Well, I'm a very selfish man, and as far as I don't do things that I don't really want to do. So I suppose that is a kind of passion, yeah.
But when you're into something like a part, do your friends or people who you're associated with pretty much leave you alone and let you do your thing?
If they know me, they do, yeah.
Because even the directors realize that you just kind of want to go off by yourself and regroup and ready to do the next thing.
Nick made me laugh when we met at one point when the shooting was finished, and someone said to him, "What was it like? You know, how do you enjoy the editing process?" And he said, "Well, now I have Daniel in an entirely controllable form." So, anyhow.
Well, it's like putting lightning in a bottle. You can tell them sometimes you don't want to do that. Do you have a goal for your acting life or your professional life? Do you go around having meetings with yourself saying, this is what Daniel needs to accomplish in the next year, or you just kind of roll with the flow?
Yeah. Yeah. I do, because I don't, at one time maybe I was looking for something. I don't really feel that that's true anymore. If it is, it's at a very subliminal level, so that every now and then I kind of trip over something. And
Does success help or hurt that?
Well, it helps it in as far as it enables me more than ever before, although I was always